Europe has always been a popular place for people from all over the world. However, in recent years, Europe's population has been changing, with the number of Muslims growing steadily. Today, about 25 million Muslims live in Europe, making up around 5% to 6% of the total population. While Europe is known for promoting freedom, equality, and human rights, life can be quite different for many Muslims living there. Social prejudice and restrictive policies often make it challenging for Muslims to practice their faith peacefully. In this video, we'll look at 10 European countries where it can be particularly hard for Muslims to live and build their communities. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Let's begin. Number 10, France has one of the largest Muslim populations in Europe, estimated at 6 to 7 million people, or about 10% of its population. Most French Muslims are Sunni, while smaller groups include Shia and non-denominational Muslims. Many of them trace their roots to North African countries like Algeria, Morocco, and Tunisia, which were once French colonies. Muslims have been a part of French society for decades, but their relationship with the wider population has often been challenging. These tensions arise from a combination of historical events, government policies, cultural differences, and current issues. One major point of conflict is France's strong commitment to secularism, which aims to separate religion from public life. The government enforces strict rules against displaying religious symbols or practices in public spaces like schools and government buildings. While this policy applies to all religions, many Muslims feel it unfairly targets their identity and traditions, making it difficult for them to freely practice their faith. Another source of tension is the association of Islam with terrorism, following a series of extremist attacks in France. These tragic events have led to increased scrutiny of Muslims and their communities. Some French citizens fear that the growing Muslim population could disrupt their way of life or pose a risk to public safety due to concerns about radicalization. Despite these challenges, Muslims continue to contribute to French society in various ways, striving to balance their religious identity with the country's secular expectations. However, finding harmony remains an ongoing struggle shaped by cultural differences and shared efforts for understanding. Number 9, Belgium. A small country in Western Europe is famous for its medieval cities, international organizations, and delicious chocolates. It also has a significant and growing Muslim population, which has brought cultural diversity but also challenges. Currently, Belgium is home to around 800 to 50,000 Muslims, making up about 7 to 8% of the total population. This number has grown significantly over the years due to immigration from predominantly Muslim countries and higher birth rates among Muslim families. Most of Belgium's Muslim community comes from Moroccan and Turkish backgrounds. Many of their families arrived during the 1960s and 1970s when Belgium needed workers and encouraged immigration. Today, a large portion of the Muslim population lives in urban areas, especially in Brussels and Antwerp. In fact, Brussels is one of the European cities with the highest Muslim population percentages. Despite their contributions to society, many Muslims in Belgium face challenges. Discrimination in the workplace, difficulties finding suitable housing, and barriers to education are common issues. These obstacles often make it harder for Muslims to fully integrate into Belgian society. Cultural differences also play a big role in the tensions between Muslims and the wider population. Practices like wearing the hijab, eating halal food, and observing Islamic traditions are important for Muslim identity. However, these customs can sometimes conflict with Belgium's secular and Western values, leading to misunderstandings and disagreements. One of the most serious issues has been the rise of radicalization among a small number of Muslims in Belgium. The country has faced significant challenges related to extremism, particularly during the rise of ISIS. A notable number of young Belgian Muslims traveled to Syria and Iraq to join extremist groups, raising fears about terrorism and radicalization at home. While the majority of Muslims in Belgium live peacefully, these issues highlight the need for greater understanding and cooperation between communities. Efforts to address discrimination, promote integration, and encourage dialogue are crucial for building a more inclusive and harmonious society. Number 8, Denmark. Known for its peaceful society, progressive values, and high quality of life, has been facing growing tensions with its Muslim population in recent years. Muslims now make up around 5 to 6% of Denmark's total population, with many being immigrants or descendants of immigrants from countries like Turkey, Pakistan, Iraq, and Somalia. The arrival of Muslims in Denmark began in the mid-20th century, initially as part of a wave of workers coming to Europe. Over time, this immigration expanded to include refugees and asylum seekers. Today, most of Denmark's Muslim community lives in cities such as Copenhagen, Aarhus, and Odense. Many are Danish citizens, born and raised in the country. A major challenge in Denmark is integrating the Muslim population into Danish society. Denmark is known for its strong community values, which emphasize secularism, individualism, and gender equality. These principles sometimes clash with the cultural and religious practices of the Muslim community. For instance, Denmark has strict laws separating religion from the state, leading to disagreements over religious symbols and practices. One of the most debated issues is the wearing of the hijab, or Islamic headscarf. Some schools and workplaces have banned the hijab, sparking heated debates about religious freedom and cultural identity. Denmark is also recognized for its tough immigration policies. In recent years, political leaders have pushed for stricter measures to reduce the number of asylum seekers and migrants entering the country. This hardline approach has left many Muslims feeling excluded and unwelcome. Discrimination in employment, education, and housing remains a significant issue for Muslims in Denmark, adding to feelings of marginalization. For many Muslims, the rise in Islamophobia is deeply troubling. They feel their entire community is being unfairly judged based on the actions of a small number of extremists. These negative stereotypes create barriers to understanding and trust between communities. Despite these challenges, efforts to promote dialogue and mutual respect are essential for fostering harmony in Danish society. Building bridges between communities and addressing discrimination can help create a more inclusive and united Denmark. Number 7, Switzerland. Known for its beautiful landscapes, neutrality, and strong economy, has a population of about 8.7 million people. The country is home to a mix of cultures, languages, and religions. Over the years, Switzerland has seen an increase in its Muslim population, mainly due to immigration from countries like Turkey, Bosnia, Kosovo, and North Africa. Today, around 5.5% of Switzerland's population is Muslim. Although this may seem like a small percentage, the growing presence of Muslims in this traditionally Christian country has led to mixed reactions among Swiss citizens. Many Muslims in Switzerland face challenges in their everyday lives. One of the biggest issues is the conflict between traditional Islamic practices and Switzerland's more liberal values. For example, building mosques and Islamic centers has often faced opposition. A controversial moment in Swiss history came in 2009, when voters approved a ban on the construction of new minarets, the towers often found on mosques. This was a symbol of the cultural differences between Muslims and non-Muslims in Switzerland. Switzerland places a high value on individual freedom and secularism, which sometimes causes tension with conservative Islamic practices. The vast majority of Muslims in Switzerland reject violence and extremism. However, following major terrorist attacks in Europe, many Swiss Muslims reported feeling unfairly targeted and stigmatized. These global incidents have led to stricter immigration laws, increased surveillance, and debates over the country's national security. While Switzerland is known for its tolerance and neutrality, these growing tensions highlight the challenges of integrating a diverse population with different cultural and religious backgrounds. Number 6, Austria, is known for its rich history, classical music, and stunning landscapes. However, like many European countries, Austria is dealing with the challenges of growing diversity. The country has a population of about 9 million people, and around 8% of them are Muslim. Over recent decades, the number of Muslims in Austria has increased significantly, mostly due to immigration from Turkey, Bosnia, and other parts of the former Yugoslavia. This increase in the Muslim population has led to mixed reactions. Some Austrians welcome the diversity, seeing it as part of a modern society, while others see it as a threat to the country's traditional values. One of the main sources of tension between Muslims and non-Muslims in Austria comes from cultural and religious differences. Austria has a strong Christian history. With Roman Catholicism being an important part of its identity, many Austrians take pride in their Christian heritage. and the growing Muslim population has raised concerns that Austrian traditions and values might be at risk. These worries often appear in debates about Islamic practices. For example, the wearing of the hijab by Muslim women has become a controversial topic. Some believe that wearing the hijab is a personal freedom and religious choice, while others oppose it. Another issue is the construction of mosques and Islamic centers. Some people fear that the increasing visibility of Islam might change the character of their neighborhoods or challenge the role of Christianity in public life. The fear of Islam and Muslims has grown in Austria, especially over the past decade. Islamophobia, or the fear and hatred of Islam, has led to negative stereotypes about Muslims. Many people in Austria associate Islam with extremism and terrorism, even though the vast majority of Muslims in the country are peaceful and law-abiding citizens. Number 5, Netherlands, is known for being a tolerant and open society, famous for its windmills, tulip fields, and lively cities like Amsterdam. It has a reputation for progressive values and a diverse population. However, in recent years, the growing Muslim population has caused some tension and debates about how to integrate different groups in Dutch society. The country has a population of about 17 million people, with around 5% to 6% of them being Muslim. Most Muslims in the Netherlands come from countries like Turkey, Morocco, and other parts of the Middle East and North Africa. The increase in the Muslim population over the years has led to debates about culture, religion, and integration. While many Dutch citizens welcome the diversity that comes with having people from different backgrounds, others see the growing Muslim population as a challenge to Dutch identity and values. One of the main reasons for this tension is the cultural and religious differences between Muslims and the broader Dutch society. The Netherlands is known for its secular values, which means that religion is separate from the government, and people are generally free to live their lives without interference from religious groups. However, the visibility of Islam in public life, through practices like wearing the hijab, praying in public, and building mosques, has made some people uncomfortable. Islamophobia, or the fear and prejudice against Muslims and Islam, is a significant issue in the Netherlands. Many Muslims in the country face discrimination in various areas of their lives, such as at work, school, or even in public spaces. Number 4, Germany, is known for its strong economy, rich culture, and important role in European politics. However, in recent years, it has also become a major destination for immigrants, especially from Muslim-majority countries. The Muslim population in Germany has steadily grown over time, with about 5.5 million Muslims currently living in the country, making up roughly 6% to 7% of the total population. Most Muslims in Germany have roots in Turkey, as many Turkish workers came to the country in the 1960s and 1970s as guest workers. In more recent years, the Muslim population has grown due to the arrival of refugees and migrants from countries like Syria, Iraq, and Afghanistan, especially during the refugee crisis in 2015 and 2016. A major source of tension between Muslims and non-Muslims in Germany comes from cultural and religious differences. Germany, like much of Europe, has a history of secularism, where religion is typically seen as a private matter. However, Islam is a highly visible religion, with practices such as wearing the hijab, daily prayers, and the construction of mosques. These visible expressions of faith have sparked debates about the place of religion in public life. The building of mosques and Islamic centers has also caused controversy in some areas, with proposals to construct new mosques facing opposition from local communities. Many people are concerned about the growing visibility of Islam in their neighborhoods, which has led to protests and even legal challenges. This rise in anti-Muslim sentiment, often referred to as Islamophobia, has become a significant issue in Germany. Many Muslims report facing discrimination in various areas of life, including the job market, education, and even in everyday interactions. This discrimination has created challenges for the Muslim community in fully integrating into German society and contributing to growing divisions between Muslims and non-Muslims. The increasing tensions highlight the difficulties of balancing Germany's tradition of secularism with the visible presence of Islam and its practices in the public sphere. Number 3, Greece, is mainly an Orthodox Christian country with a rich history, known for its culture and traditions. It has always been a place where Eastern and Western cultures blend, connecting Europe and Asia. However, in recent years, the growing Muslim population in Greece has raised concerns about the challenges they face socially and politically. The Muslim population in Greece has increased for several reasons, including migration, the refugee crisis, and the presence of a long-established Muslim minority in the northern region of Thrace. Currently, about 5% to 6% of Greece's population is Muslim. While this may not seem like a large percentage, Greece's Muslim community is diverse. It includes Greek Muslims, especially from Thrace, as well as immigrants and refugees from countries such as Syria, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. A significant change in recent years has been the rise in the number of Muslim refugees and migrants arriving in Greece, especially during the European refugee crisis of 2015. Thousands of people fleeing conflict in Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, and other countries came to Greece, often using it as a route to Europe. The large number of refugees arriving in a short time overwhelmed the country's resources, causing tension in various areas. The main sources of tension between Muslims and the general Greek population are cultural and religious differences. Greece, with its strong Orthodox Christian heritage, has often struggled to accept the visible presence of Islam in society. Issues such as the construction of mosques, the wearing of hijabs, and the observance of Islamic holidays have sparked debates about religion's place in public life. For many years, Athens, the capital, did not have an official mosque, which upset the Muslim community, as they felt their right to practice their religion freely was being ignored. Islamophobia, or the fear and prejudice against Muslims, is becoming a growing issue in Greece, as it is in many other European countries. Greece's economic struggles, combined with the large number of refugees arriving, have created a climate where anti-immigrant and anti-Muslim feelings can spread more easily. Number 2, Hungary is a country in Central Europe mainly known for being a Christian nation, with most people identifying as Roman Catholic or Protestant. However, in recent years, there has been growing discussion about the Muslim population in Hungary and how they are viewed by the public. The exact number of Muslims in Hungary is estimated to be between 30,000 and 40,000, making up less than 1% of the total population. Most Muslims in Hungary come from Middle Eastern, South Asian, and North African countries, many of them arriving as refugees, especially during the 2015 refugee crisis. The way Muslims are seen in Hungary is heavily influenced by politics and media. While some Hungarians are open and supportive, many hold negative views toward Muslims. Surveys show that a significant number of people link Muslims to terrorism and crime, despite evidence showing that these beliefs are mostly unfounded. One of the main concerns some Hungarians have is that Muslims, as newcomers, may find it hard to fit into Hungarian society. The rise in anti-Muslim feelings in Hungary has led to more incidents of Islamophobia and discrimination. Muslim communities in Hungary have reported cases of verbal abuse, physical attacks, and vandalism of mosques and Islamic cultural centers. These events are often fueled by fear, misinformation, and the way Muslims are portrayed in the media. Islamophobia is not just a problem in Hungary, it is also common in other European countries. However, Hungary's political climate, especially the government's strong anti-immigration stance, has created an atmosphere where many Muslims feel unwelcome. Number 1, Italy. Known for its beautiful landscapes, rich history, and vibrant culture, has become more diverse over the years. Among the different communities in Italy, Muslims are one of the largest groups. Today, there are over 2 million Muslims in Italy, and their population continues to grow. One of the main issues for Italian Muslims is the lack of official recognition. Unlike other European countries, Italy has not officially recognized Islam as a religion, which means Muslims do not have the same rights as other religious groups. For example, Muslims do not have automatic access to public funds to build mosques, hire religious leaders, or provide Islamic education in public schools, unlike Catholic communities. A major challenge for Muslims in Italy is finding space to pray. There are very few mosques in Italy compared to the large number of Muslims. While some mosques exist, most Muslims have to pray in makeshift spaces or small community centers, which have limited room. This issue is even harder for Muslim women who wear the hijab, as wearing a headscarf in Italy can attract unwanted attention. Muslim women often face stares, questions, and assumptions about their beliefs when in public. Another challenge is education. Public schools in Italy do not usually offer Islamic studies, so Muslim children do not have many opportunities to learn about their religion in a formal school setting. Additionally, Italy's public life is largely centered around Christian holidays and customs, which can make it difficult for Muslims to celebrate their own religious holidays. Despite these challenges, Italy's Muslim population remains strong and committed to their faith and identity. They continue to face these issues with resilience and determination. These 10 European countries have unique challenges for Muslims. Each country affects the experiences of Muslims in different ways. While many Muslims succeed and feel at home, it's important to understand these challenges to create more inclusive communities. Thanks for watching! If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe.